Welcome to Rooted Frequency, where we ground down into the beautiful light that is you, one frequency at a time. Today, we are going to be talking about a particular subset of starseeds that I don't think gets talked about that much, and that is Egyptian starseeds. And if you're like me, you're probably fascinated by pyramids and even cats in general, and the idea of like Cleopatra and all sorts of stuff. There's like this mystique around all of that stuff. And so I'm pretty sure most people are interested, at least, in Egyptian things, but just having a interest in these things does not necessarily mean that you are an Egyptian starseed. So what exactly are the Egyptian starseeds, and how can we know if we are one of them? Before we get into our Egyptian starseeds, I wanted to address just the week we've had. There is a lot of speculation that we have timeline jumped, and also some things going on with 5G. And I know I've been like, if you follow me on social media, you might have commented, loving the comments, by the way. Thank you so much, everybody, for being just so active and keeping the conversation going, because that is what we are here to do. And I love connecting with all of you and answering your questions too. So we're not going to get into 5G today because that's kind of like a pretty big discussion. So I thought we would save that for yet another day. But I do feel that something is coming, and I don't want to say that like doomy, but it doesn't have to be like scary doom and gloom, is what I mean. And instead, I just want you to start to think about protection against frequency and radiation. Regardless, you should be thinking about these things anyways. I do love to always have obsidian near all of the beds in my house. So I have created like a grid underneath the bed of my kids and myself. So there's a few other things you can do. I actually did start a crystal subscription box. So this one is not a subscription, so I shouldn't call it a crystal subscription box, but I'm adding kind of like these one-off boxes that I think can help with things that I want to share with you, and I want to keep you safe, and I want you to have the best tools available to you. So I do have boxes right now where you can purchase a set of crystals for like personal protection, and then it goes over inside the directions in the box how to use all those things so that you can be safe from radiation from 5G, your Wi-Fi, hips on all of that, et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, but it does seem like the frequency is like magnified and more powerful. And so if you have been tired or having headaches, I want you to take care of yourself and think about turning off your Wi-Fi and having your phone not right next to you when you sleep. These things are just little tiny little changes that we can make and already be a little bit safer. So if you are interested in that, I will, of course, link everything in the show notes. And if you're on YouTube where I can't link show notes, then you can find this information on my website, which is linked in my bio. And also these things are on my link tree. I mean, they're kind of all over the place. So just if you can't find anything, comment on the episode and I will personally email you the information, because I want to make sure everyone can access everything. And beyond that, I'll just like do a short in the middle of the week or something on the 5G, because I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to do an entire episode devoted to it, because again, I don't want to scare people. That's not what this is for. It's just about spreading awareness and helping you elevate. I want to help elevate the collective. I want to help you find your purpose. I want to help you feel like your life matters and you're here for a reason, because you are. But I want you to feel that, and embody it daily. So check out the show notes for all of those things. Now, beyond that, have you noticed any shifts happening within you as of late? So there is a lot of conjecture going around about if we as a collective jump timelines together, that could be the reason why former President survived his attempt, is that as a collective, regardless of your political views, I'm not getting into any of that, but as a collective, we are seeking kinder outcomes, happier outcomes, a better way of life. So if we focus on those things, as I, in previous episodes, kind of to bring in the little quantum physics, if all of those possibilities exist, but we all focused on the more positive outcome, then that's the one that ends up being the actual reality, right? So other reasons people think this is that there are a few Mandela effects going on. One of the most notable being that Simmons no longer has a headband on with his little workout outfit, and he did also pass. So that's also interesting that he happened to pass like that weekend right afterwards. It's, it always like feels like, again, I always say like the universe is cheeky, and it's always like little winks at us, like, playing with us. But I do think that something shifted, whether you want to think it's a timeline shift, whether you want to instead just focus on energy and frequency, that could be something too. So again, I'm just here to have the conversations with you, to put context around things that you may not have words to explain, and also to help you not feel alone. I think community is very important. So no, you're not alone if you kind of have felt some sort of shift. I actually, for the past like week and a half, have been having just total anxiety. I mean, just where I feel like a mad woman, about like on the verge of a breakdown. And I couldn't, with all of my tools in place, it just seemed like there was no way to subside it. And I just knew that I kind of had to work through it, that there was something happening within the universe. There was something happening on an energetic level. So if you have been feeling like that, you are not alone. I've heard from a lot of people similar things. I think everything's kind of heightened and elevated. But today that I'm recording this is Monday, and we are in the full moon of Aquarius. And I personally felt something lift. I personally felt like something finally crossed, to the other side. My anxiety is all of a sudden just gone. Nothing in my life has changed, no circumstances, but I am calmer, I am more focused, and I personally feel like the anxiety has lifted. So maybe you feel the same way, or maybe you're still battling that anxiety. And I just want you to know that sometimes, no matter what we do, no matter how much meditation we do, that anxiety comes right back. And sometimes the only thing that we can do is just work through it and just acknowledge it. Just be like, you know what? I have anxiety. I don't know why. It's kind of just for no reason, but there's something happening in the universe. I feel it in my bones. And and by the way, when you feel it in your bones, I'm not saying like you feel like something's happening in the universe and that it's like that scenario is giving you anxiety, like you think something is about to happen. I'm not talking about that. I just mean that you are connected to the universe in such a way that you feel like something has shifted. You feel it that in your bones, the shift. And maybe a side effect of leveling up or receiving downloads, different things. A lot of times, we're receiving these like DNA upgrades that we aren't even aware, and that can cause depression, anxiety. So sometimes we don't need to figure out the why things are happening. The best thing to do is just acknowledge that it is happening, to say it out loud, acknowledge it, and work through it. Okay. So if you're going through it, work through it. So, have you even heard of Egyptian starseeds? Because I hadn't. And for some reason, like I often do, I started going down the rabbit hole and investigating because, again, always been drawn to Egypt. So, Egyptian starseeds are individuals that are believed to possess souls that originated from or have a deep connection to the ancient civilization that lived in Egypt. Maybe it wasn't known as Egypt at that time, but it was that place geographically. Now, when we talk about ancient Egypt, we're not even just talking about ancient Egyptian civilization, like different kingdoms and empires. We're talking way before that. These are the beings that existed when Atlantis existed, when Lemuria existed. And maybe we feel a pull to more than one of these places because there was travel between, because travel was much easier than now. Not only with our advanced technology, but, hopping on a dragon and going and exploring. There could be that as an explanation if you are like, I have always been drawn to Egypt. I love the pyramids, but like I know that I'm an Atlantean starseed. Don't put yourself in a box and just instead keep an open mind and learn all you can, absorbing as much knowledge as possible. But in terms of characteristics of an Egyptian starseed, let's see if you possess these. Egyptian starseeds will have a deep fascination with ancient Egypt, obviously. So maybe you like to read books and study Egyptian history or watch documentaries. You're very fascinated by the mythology, the culture. You also may have an intuitive understanding of symbolism. You see a lot of like hieroglyphs and the way that communication and stories were told through Egyptian symbols. And maybe your brain just naturally works like that. Maybe you see symbolism behind a lot of different things. Maybe you have chosen to go into some sort of study of numbers, of symbols. Maybe ancient symbols are something that kind of evoke a feeling within you. Like maybe you don't have necessarily the words to put behind it, but you can kind of get a sense of what is being communicated from from a guttural sense, like right in your gut. And maybe you even like are drawn to sacred geometry because it kind of resonates, and reminds you of the good old days. So you may also have a spiritual connection to nature and a strong bond with the natural world. So a lot of times this would come through in meditation or with energy healing, that you are pulling from the earth, that you are very earth connected, which is very, very, pretty much a dominant trait amongst starseeds in general, is this appreciation for the earth. But perhaps you'll feel in particular a connection to more like desert climate. Egyptian starseeds also have leadership qualities. So they're kind of natural, strong-born leaders, and they have like a definite sense of purpose and may even come across as kind of rude at times or blunt, because they kind of just state things how they are. And it, not meaning to come across any certain way, but just, they don't waste time getting to the point. And they also may have like artistic and creative abilities, which again, I find as a characteristic amongst a lot of starseeds. But it would be interesting, like what type of, writing are you drawn to? What type of music are you creating? What type of visual arts are you drawn to, and admire? That can tell you a lot. So the potential origins and like purposes of Egyptian starseeds is that they're reincarnated souls. So basically, a lot of people believe that souls that lived in ancient Egypt have like returned to fulfill a specific mission. So it's an interesting way of looking at it, because maybe it's not even like quote unquote starseed. Maybe it's a particular type of earthly being that has a certain energy and resonance and frequency that has returned to fulfill a specific mission. I would not discount that. Or maybe they are starseeds from other dimensions, and that the other dimension is more closely resembling of Egypt. So you're drawn to that. You're drawn to like the again, like the shapes, the architecture, that resonates with something within you. Or maybe you chose to incarnate on Earth during the Egyptian era, and you're from another starseed planet. And that could also be another reason that you're drawn to Egypt so much, because maybe it was your first earthly incarnation. And maybe it kind of shaped your human strengths, I would say. So it doesn't really matter which one is your truth. And of course, meditation could help you get to that, or like Akashic record reading or something. But the important thing is, when we identify these things that we resonate with, that we have some sort of energetic connection, we can use that energy more efficiently. We can make sure that we respect these little guideposts from the universe to use these things to preserve and share an ancient wisdom, to use it for healing, to use it for some sort of leadership, uplifting humanity. Maybe you are helping to prepare for the next stage of human evolution, to transition into a higher level of consciousness, because you've done that before on another planet. It's basically not important necessarily to 100% know your origin story. But instead, it's like we're a big, pot, and all of our experiences have been put in this pot, and it's been simmering, and now we're about to change the world as a collective. And, it's like your recipe is finally ready to come out. It's ready to be shared with the world. So really, you're just identifying all of the ingredients so that you can kind of truly figure out on a soul level who you are, what you possess, why you are here. These are all clues. Another good way to really explore this connection, this Egyptian connection, maybe to like look at deities. And if you are drawn to a particular deity, having some sort of totem, a figure that you can put in your meditation space can be very powerful, and understanding that deity more. That also could be helpful in your healing and meditation practice in general. So some of the more commonly known connections are like Isis, seen as a mother goddess and healer. Isis is a powerful archetype for Egyptian starseeds. And those connected to Isis may be more nurturing, compassionate, and have these innate intuitive qualities. Also, there's Ra, the sun god. Are you drawn to pyramids and sunshine? Ra is very powerful, representing wisdom and creation. And Egyptian starseeds aligned with Ra might possess leadership qualities, a strong sense of purpose, and a connection to higher purpose for not only themselves, but others. So again, if you're drawn to Ra, maybe your purpose is to help others find their purpose. See how it all like works and comes back around. Horus, symbolizing the sky, protection, and healing. Horus is connected to Egyptian starseeds who have a protective nature and a strong sense of justice. So those are just a few. I'm not even, I know you're thinking of other ones, but that's a whole other topic in itself. So these are just examples for things for you to study, for things for you to understand your ingredients better. As you explore your role in this world, understanding all of the pieces of all of the different people here, all of the different star seeds, all of the different souls, all of the different types of energy helps shape our purpose. And that's really what it's all about. Once we can kind of identify our purpose, then we can work on embodying it, encapsulating it. Egyptian star seeds maybe are preserving and sharing ancient wisdom. Maybe they're healing. Maybe they're preparing. Or maybe they are part of the Earth's energy grid. What? What about the Earth's energy grid? Well, when we have all of these star seeds strategically placed around the world and scattered and remembering who they are, feeling into their ingredients, feeling into their powerful recipe to discover their purpose, our vibration lifts. And when our vibration lifts, we send out frequencies and signals that can draw in people we are meant to touch and help, or draw in people that are meant to help us to the next level. You can think about this like an energy grid. We are energy. And right now, beginning to talk about the earth as an energetic being is pretty important, because as a society, as we have perhaps jumped timeline, well, it would make sense that we are connecting to each other more effectively. It makes sense as to why the elite is trying so hard to isolate us, to take the joy out of life, to make you depressed so that you want to be all alone, because they know that we're powerful. And by joining in energy and connection, we can unlock, our planet's full absolute potential. So I want you to think of it as, once you understand a little bit more about all of your ingredients that make you amazing, that are bringing you purpose, sort of like, you finally set off your beacon and you're ready to find the people that you're meant to find, either to create something, to learn from, for you to teach things. It's all, written out energetically for us. So if you've been feeling like an outsider, or like you have this strong sense of responsibility and it overwhelms you, now is the time to energetically connect, because we don't have to go at it alone. We have an entire energetic grid, a support system. And this is where we begin to find a balance between our human selves, our spiritual selves, this material world we have to live in, and also this spiritual realm that we tap into. So by finding this inner peace with your human self, we can begin to accept these responsibilities and rise to the challenge. Many Egyptian starseeds feel isolated. You may not understand fully your purpose, your journey, and that goes for everyone. But again, you do not have to. You don't need to have all the pieces put together to have a complete sense of what everything means. Instead, if you are drawn to these certain things, explore them further. So if you want to explore this particular alignment, an Egyptian starseed alignment and balance within yourself, then you're going to want to connect with your Egyptian roots and think of it like a tree, connecting down into these roots, but also energetically creating this tether up to your highest self too, because your highest self has all the info. So you would want to find a quiet space for meditation, maybe incorporate some Egyptian symbols, some totems, some statues, things that resonate on a sacred level. Candles can really help. Maybe you even experiment with the color of candle for your particular deity. These things can all be found information online. And also incense that is associated with each deity too. So all you would do is use the things that feel authentic to you. I always, don't do something just because someone says it's part of some sort of ritual to do it. We have to energetically connect and feel that things are authentic in order for them to work. So find that sacred space, fill it with what feels right for you. Meditate on your connection to ancient Egypt, maybe even just connecting to your highest self, and then maybe asking about your connection to ancient Egypt. Maybe visualize yourself full in an ancient Egyptian temple. Really, feel the presence of your chosen deity, should you choose to work with one, and, contemplate and reflect. I always want to encourage journaling because I think a lot of stuff can also come out post meditation, even if you feel like you didn't have a very profound meditative experience, a lot of things can come out afterwards. These are also ways that you can use manifestation and kind of align with your Egyptian heritage, use this power, use this connection, tap into the grid, and invoke this energy of abundance, freedom, purpose, whatever your choice of goal for that session maybe. So to close this out, starseeds definitely have a crucial role in the end of the world or the end times. And I think that we don't even, it doesn't need to be end of the world, like total destruction. I think it's more of the veil is totally lifted and everyone sees the truth for what it is. And that light workers, starseeds, can help raise the consciousness of humanity during these challenging times. And that there are lighthouses, guardians of knowledge that are spread throughout the world to help bring ancient wisdom and knowledge to help us through this time and help planet Earth succeed in its ascension to 5D, because many civilizations have got this far and not made it. So as a starseed, you are a catalyst for change. You are here to help society evolve. You are here to help in spiritual evolution. And it's important that you stay rooted. It is important that you stay inspired, because we are here to help usher in a golden age of peace, love, and unity. So focus on your personal growth, your well-being, your spiritual development, and contributing in a positive way to the world. We don't have to dwell on, end of the world and, again, doom and gloom. We don't have to dwell on knowing our exact purpose. Take it day by day and be the best version of you for that day. And follow the rabbit holes you are led to. If you resonate with things, there's a reason. And it doesn't have to be as black and white as you are an Egyptian starseed or you are a Lemurian starseed. Maybe there's some sort of knowledge piece when you're studying Egyptian starseeds that you're meant to see as an Atlantean starseed. The universe brings us information all sorts of different ways. So go out there, learn, share. I hope that you can comment on this episode and let me know if you do resonate as an Egyptian starseed, or if there's another type of starseed that you want to know more about, and maybe we do another starseed episode. I think hopefully you understood that the larger theme of today's episode is the tapping in, the plugging into the grid, tapping into purpose, tapping into energy, staying the course. Because it definitely feels like things are going to continue to magnify. And if you can stay in alignment, you can stay out of the overwhelm. And instead of being scared, it's going to be exciting. And I am super excited to experience it all with all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love to you all. Please like, share, subscribe. We've had a lot of new subscribers, and I am so, so happy to be creating this beautiful community with all of you and have us make a difference. Serve the collective together. Be an information source for one another. I will see you all next week, Tuesday. Maybe put out some more shorts. In fact, no, I will. There's too much good information I need to get out. So yeah, they're just, follow me on social media. I also do try to post some of the shorts on YouTube, but, I'm a one-woman show, so an unstoppable one-woman show, but I'm just kidding. But I appreciate all of you.